Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the city of Fremont. It's been a while for me since I played this game, and I do apologize for that, but recently I just got back into school, and also my work schedule has also been a real pain in the ass recently, so I haven't been able to play this game to the fullest extent that I have been playing it beforehand, which is why I was able to, of course, record and edit and upload videos much more often than I have since my last upload, which was, I think, maybe 3 weeks ago at the time that I'm doing this audio. And the time that I'm doing this audio is probably going to be maybe a day or two before this video actually goes up. So just to get you a little bit of an idea of how this is currently going for me. But today, today isn't even my off day from work. I actually have to work later on, but that's not important right now. What is important though is what is currently happening, and of course the topic of this video, which was requested by one of my viewers from the last video. I believe it was the last video. They left a comment saying you should build a really big shopping center. And so I thought, you know what? That would actually fill up this big empty plot of land to the northeast of the city. So if that is the northeast, actually, I don't know what direction north is, but okay, whatever. I'm getting off track again. But yeah, so I decided to go ahead and make a little bit of well, not a little bit, but it is, in fact, a shopping center. And I spent so much time making this, and it took so many days to make because, as I've previously said, I didn't really have a lot of time to even spend on this. I could only work at it maybe 2 or 3 hours at a time, and most of the time it was at midnight to 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I had school in the morning, so it didn't really work out too well. But I did pretty much get the whole project completed. Of course, the project isn't fully complete because the parking lots that you're going to see are completely empty. There's no cars. There's cars parking where they shouldn't be parking because I use these alleyways, so they park on the edges, and they end up parking on the curbs that are set up to the curbs along the actual parking spaces. So I gotta fix that. Also put in some little details here and there that I missed. Probably some stain decals to make the parking lot not look so freshly paved and whatnot, because it's really just I don't know. I feel like this place would be used a lot more than the way that it looks with its fresh asphalt top. So gotta fix that, but not in this video because there was actually hours upon hours of footage that I cut. So as you can imagine, I definitely didn't do this in just maybe a couple hours or whatnot. The fact that I have the video is sped up by ×4, so the fact that I cut it down to just 11 or 12 minutes is pretty impressive. But enough of that. Moving on with whatever is being built next on the screen, which is this little Zaxby's. This took so much time. I don't even want to say how much time it took to make this. It's kind of embarrassing in a way to say that this little Zaxby's took, I'd say, equally as long to make as let's see, the first half of the video thus far, the first 2 minutes or so when I was setting up the parking lot and also setting up those shopping buildings. The time it took to set all of those up is the same amount of time it took for me to set up the parking lot and the drive-through area for this Zaxby's. It was ridiculous how much time this thing spent making. So, but I got it done. And I'm really pleased with the results. The drive-through and the parking were so complicated to set up for some reason, but in the end, I think the result is pretty good, pretty good. Um, moving on with that, I'm just really quick. You'll see me putting down a lot of like brick tiles and also the curb props right there. I use those as measurement guides because each of the brick tiles takes up one square unit, and then curb props also take up like half a square unit. So it's pretty useful. They're also used to align things, so I can just rotate it to the proper direction and be on my way to the next part. But yeah, just putting down these little road decals. The drive-through line is probably a bit too long than it would be if this were like a realistic build, but that's completely my fault. There was a lot more land than I thought there would be on the Zaxby's area. A lot more parking than I had anticipated, so I had to compensate for it and just make the drive-through line extra long. So enough with that. We are moving on to almost the final part of the final stretch of the video. This is going to be the main parking lot for the Dillards and also the CJ Nickel. I know Dillard's is a real place, but I don't know if CJ Nickel is a real place. I've never heard of CJ Nickel, but they're basically my two major box stores in this entire shopping plaza. I was originally going to put a Macy's down too, but I could not find a good location for the Macy's. I might build it in an expansion to the shopping center off camera, but as of right now there is just these two big box stores and also the other shopping plazas that you saw me put down earlier in the video. Now what's happening over here is I'm putting down this little bit of a walkway that goes right along the roadside, and also a big walkway that pretty much divides the entire parking area in half. Now there is a bit of resemblance of this to a shopping plaza that is in the city that this is based off, which is the city that I live in. For those of you who did not know, I assume you're a new viewer and whatnot. But basically this is based off the city that I live in, at least partially, and a lot of inspiration was taken from a big shopping plaza that is in the city. It's not necessarily in the same location as it is here. It's pretty on its own, a little bit of ways, but there is a little bit of a walkway that divides the parking lot area every now and again, and it's made out of bricks, but I had already put bricks earlier in a different part of the shopping center, in a little plaza, which I don't think I recorded for some reason. I must have, when I was typing and find it, I must have hit the record button by accident, so there isn't any footage of me building the central plaza area, but it will be in the cinematics that will end this video, so you can look forward to seeing them there. But right now, just putting down some little finishing touches, just using this big square of ploppable asphalt that I had, so that we could stay uniform to the proper rotation and it wouldn't get messed up. So just putting down 3x3 square of ploppable asphalt, which really makes the parking lot look so much better if it was just the concrete texture. So that's one of the biggest pluses that I can say about that. But of course, like I said earlier, is that the asphalt is a bit too dark and fresh looking, so I'm gonna have to put some stain decals and whatnot and some damaged asphalt decals off camera to make it look more rugged and make it look like it was, you know, like a actual shopping center that gets used by tons and tons of people every single day. So obviously there's going to be a lot more road wear than there is right now, but of course that'll be put on off camera. Um, Alright, here we go. This is the final stretch that I was talking about earlier. So this is just the last major section of parking lot that's going to be put down. I also put down another roadside restaurant right here. It is a Panda Express. So as with most shopping centers, it's not just the big box stores and also other shopping areas that are there. There's also going to be these restaurants that just stand alone on their own off to the side. They take up their own plot of land and don't use the main buildings and whatnot. So that's what this Panda Express is here for. That's what the Zaxby's earlier was for. And also there is a cheesecake factory, but unfortunately there wasn't any footage of that getting built either because I'm a klutz and I accidentally stopped the recording. So believe it or not, there was actually like 10 minutes worth of recording that, not 10 minutes, 10 hours worth of recording that I had to cut out because I accidentally messed up all the recording. But with that, this is going to be the end of the video. It's going to be ending very soon, so I'll leave you guys with the closing cinematics. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, part 6 of this series. Thank you guys so much for the support you've showing. Leave any suggestions you want to see next in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.